Now, migrants who arrive by small boats have been awarded more than £200,000 of your money and my money, or our money, after their mobile phones were seized, with another 41 migrants awaiting decisions on the size of their payouts, meaning it could total £500,000. A court ruled that seizures of phones and data were illegal under, yes, human rights laws. However, Labour blamed the Tories, pointing out that new laws will mean that the Labour government is able to seize phones upon illegal entry. Joining me now in studio is the chairman of Migration Watch, Alp Mehmet, of course, as well as GB News' senior political commentator, Nigel Nelson. Alp Mehmet, I mean, I can't even hear what the viewers and listeners are shouting at their TV and radio, but they'll be shouting, really? Really? These people arrive here illegally, we take their phones off them, because I imagine part of an intelligence gathering operation, and they get money back because we've nicked their phones.
Yeah, well, that's what the court has decided. I think it's madness. It's absurd. You know, this is tantamount to self-flagellation for which the taxpayer is made to pay.
And it's under the Tory government they're doing this, so we'll come on to the Labour defence in a minute, but they're saying we've changed the laws and it's all about the Tories. I mean, the Tories, yet again, letting down the sides.
Oh, right, what is it, Al? Disingenuous. Has the minister, I heard him say today that, oh yes, we've toughened things up. Well, has he actually looked at the guidance that is being sent out, issued to officials dealing with it?
Enlighten me. Come on, Alvin, enlighten me.
Who can actually do the searching? In what circumstances can they search? Yeah. What bit of the clothing can they actually look? It's the outer garments. They can't actually take anything away unless they suspect that those they're searching are involved in some sort of illegal activity. So no one is actually going to end up giving their phones away. Even if they're asked, they have to make clear that if they want to give their PIN, they have absolutely no obligation, they don't have to do it, and no offence is caused by them not giving it. So it's all a nonsense, right?
There's nothing more important than keeping you and your loved ones safe online. With so many VPN options available, choosing the right one can be pretty daunting. And with their Valentine's Day sale, this video's sponsor, ExpressVPN, is making the choice easier for GB News viewers. It's the easiest way to stay safe online, protect your money, and save big for less than £2 a month. Click the link in the video's description or scan the QR code today.
Nelson, it beggars belief, doesn't it? I mean, it undermines support for the European Convention on Human Rights.
Well, the whole point was it was the Tories who got this wrong. So when they brought in the first law, perfectly reasonable to look at migrants' phones as a way of actually getting intelligence on people smugglers.
Yes,
that's
we
fine.
all get that. Right.
But they got the law wrong. Labour actually cleared it up in December, tidied up the law under the Border Security, Asylum and Immigration Bill. Okay. So now they can search these people. Obviously, the Border Force need reasonable suspicion beforehand to go and do it, but then they can download the data, and if the migrant refuses to hand over his PIN or his phone, what will happen is that they can be forced to do so. So that's what the new law is. If you get the law wrong, you have to compensate the people who are wrongly accused. So what migrants are getting in this case is about an average of £6,000 each in compensation. Alp made a point, I think, earlier today, which I actually did agree with. If a migrant has the means to contribute to their stay here, I think they should. Clearly, these migrants who've got £6,000 do.
So the money should come off their hotel bill.
Well, actually, yeah. I mean, I think that any migrant who's got the means, if they come here destitute, that's a different matter. Yeah. If they've got the means, they should contribute towards their board and lodging.
Thank you for making my. It was actually reported in The Sun, and I said this a little while ago. Absolutely right. If students pay back the loans, why shouldn't those who are making their way here illegally in order to break into the country, why shouldn't they be made to pay if they're allowed to stay?
What's the further cost of collecting them in the Channel, of turning them back? There's Border Force cost, there's food and lodging costs when they arrive here. It just keeps mounting up.
Court legal costs as well. Look, it's not strictly speaking true that this is a creation of the Tories, because the Immigration Act 1971 says that anyone who's coming here illegally, who's trying to get into the country illegally, can be arrested and returned once they
That
came.
was overturned by the 1993 Act.
No, it wasn't overturned.
Which means that people won't be prosecuted
Nigel,
for coming to the country without documents.
The Immigration Act 1971 is still perfectly valid.
It is. You're absolutely right. And a migrant can be prosecuted under it for not having a passport, but only after their asylum claim has been refused. Provided they claim asylum, they won't be prosecuted.
Alp Mehmet, one of the Reform UK ideas is to tow boats back.
Well,
is that possible? I was talking to someone who knows it could be that'd be invading French waters and it'd be a declaration of war.
I wonder, actually, returning them, yes, absolutely.
Like without agreement,
however,
just tow them back.
But stopping them, what's going to happen after the first one sinks, drowns, whatever? We're suddenly going to open up the people.
Against the Navy.
The charges against the Navy, manslaughter, and everything will stop. You remember the BB Stockholm?
Yeah.
Everyone was saying, put them all in ferries and get them all treated. What happened? We had a bit of, was it Legionella?
I think it was, yeah.
And everything came to a halt.
So it needs spine, maybe, Nigel Nelson. Has Labour got the spines to smash the gang, stop the boats, whatever you call it?
The gangs are being smashed on a daily basis. I mean, you and I both get press releases from the National Crime Agency about the latest operation they're running. The problem is so many people are coming across, we haven't made enough inroads into those gangs.
It just takes time. Were you laughing? Hollow laugh there,
yes,
Alp Mehmet.
things like one in, one out. I mean, it's just not happening. There is absolutely nothing going on that is going to dissuade either migrants or the traffickers actually to get them over here. The sooner we leave the ECHR and put in place the sort of measures that are going to deal with it, the better it will be.
Leave ECHR. That's a silver bullet for you, Nigel.
No, it won't it'll make some difference, but it won't make enough difference. Nobody, not the opposition parties, reforms, deportation plans don't work. No one has come up with that silver bullet you're talking about.
Well, in order to come up with the silver bullet, you've got to leave the ECHR. That's the truth of it. Of course, there are other things to do, but you can't do them before we leave the ECHR, period.
And that will take a lot of time. Alp Mehmet from Migration Watch, great to see you on the channel, of course, and to you, Nigel Nelson. Thank you, and stay with us. Now, government spokesman has said this: we have introduced tougher legislation in the Border Security, Asylum and Immigration Act, as Nigel Nelson was setting out, which allows asylum seekers' mobile phones to be legally seized when they arrive in the UK. These game-changing criminal offences will mean organised criminals fueling illegal migration can be intercepted faster than ever before. Thank you again to Nigel and to Alp, of course. Coming up